today I just decided to make a choice that didn't result in getting the buck of my dreams. I called this buck El Macho because he's, well, he's a bit much. He's big, he's large, so it's a bummer, but I mean, all deer taste the same. It just feels a little better when you're packing it out and there's a massive rack on your back. And he's a good one.
I think California has a lot to offer, massive amounts of public land. It's beautiful, high country, alpine terrain. There's lots of burns and great habitat for blacktail deer. And I think I just wanted something remote. I wanted an adventure. There was no leads. I pretty much did this by myself. I think I covered over 60 miles before I found my first buck. It's not an easy state to hunt. Going into an area I've never been, looking for blacktail. Blacktail deer are one of my favorite species to hunt. I live for it. On this hunt, it seemed like everything did not go my way. Just that year was brutal, and even this year going back, I spilled boiling water in my tent multiple times and would not see deer, would just seem to come up empty. And a lot of times, the hard work doesn't pay off. You come up empty. But you still have to have a reward in that. Otherwise, it's a very shallow or vain pursuit. And these types of hard efforts really build a good perspective. So hopefully you see how that plays out. But things went my way. I'm excited to show you. Enjoy the film. Alrighty, well, today wasn't looking good, and then I saw a couple black bear down in a open, like, rock slide, old burn. I got up on a high point, and first thing, looked out, saw a really good buck, and I got some film of him, but he's too far away to really see what he is. Looks like a really big frame, maybe a big 3 on one side. So, maybe it's something I'll come after. Alrighty, we got the pack on. We're just getting started. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Got a nice sunburn, but we didn't see any bucks. Good bucks, that is. Seen a couple spikes. Managed to get the sunburn though.
Are we gonna see anything tonight?
I'm hoping so. It's looking promising. The sun's gonna go away. Already got the sunburn.
Managed to find a decent little buck in the timber and got a little film of him. He was a fork by 3 and just not what I'm interested in. Most likely the scenario is that I hike out tomorrow. Well, that's a wrap for the opening weekend of California, and it was fun. Had a lot of fun seeing a few good bucks, but just not what I was after, and no really good opportunities. So until next time, cheers. One of my friends, Cameron, he's meeting up. We're gonna hike in a ways tonight, see if we can't turn up a really good buck that I saw a few weeks ago. And it was a good buck. It looked like a 3x4. He was a long ways away, and with the smoke right now, it might be tough to turn him up, but just gonna give it a heck. Cameron, where are we at?
Should we say?
In the mountains.
In the mountains.
These mountains are cool.
They're smoky and falling. He was like falling on the ground. Barely keep up. Still in the mountains. Better spot though, less steep. I think I sweated enough for both of us. I don't know how. You're not sweating at all. You haven't even drank any water.
I'm like, save it like a camel.
I believe it. Yeah, just getting set up, getting started for the day. Might take a nap. Might glass up some bucks. We'll see what happens.
After I spooked those deer yesterday, I wanted to give them a break. It's beautiful country. I love this lower stuff and all the timber. Reminds me of my Oregon Blacktail, which is awesome. Just super blessed, fortunate to be out here, and excited to see what today brings. All right, well, I was walking over to where I wanted to set up my camp, and I looked down the hill and there's a 3-point buck, a decent 3-point buck. And I thought I might go after him and maybe try to get a shot at him. And he was working a little bit down the ridge and I was working up the ridge. So he worked out of sight. I'm not really sure where he went, but I have a pretty good idea. I know where he's at. It's really windy right now. And so he dipped over the other side of the ridge to kind of hide from the wind. And yeah, I'm in my tent. It's really windy right now. It's about to get really smoky, but we'll see what happens.
All right, well, I tried to make a move on that buck, and the rocks got really slick from the rain, and I slipped and crashed up my knee. And I tried to make another move on a different ridge, and he kind of disappeared, so that buck might be gone, but that's okay. I can direct my attention now to the big guy. It's kind of swollen and puffy on my patella tendon, but I want a buck really bad, and I'm not gonna give up. Did you see that? That bear came up to 20 yards. I didn't buy a bear tag. And now I should have. I'm back in here looking for that big giant buck, but he dipped out of sight and I'm not really sure where he went. So the smoke blew in and makes glassing really difficult. So I might still hunt some bedding areas and see if I can't get lucky, but just grateful to be in here and giving it my best. And I'm gonna spend the rest of my archery season in here and just hunt really hard for that buck. And yeah, it's beautiful, just grateful. All right, cheers. Every day I've seen a bear. Doesn't matter where I'm at, I see a bear.
Alright, update is that I'm stuck in my tent today. It's really windy and misty, so the kind of mist where you stand outside for 5 minutes and you're soaked, and can't see very far anyways, and my knee hurts really bad. So stuck in the tent until something improves. I don't want to take any ibuprofen, but I might need to get my knee working, but it's fun times. Alright.
Alright, I found the one. He's really big. It's the one. I've never really been a person to single out one deer, but this is a great buck, and I found him since opening day. Today's Tuesday, and he's really cool. I got a lot of film of him, but I have until Thursday to try to get it done. That gives me 2 days, and he's with 2 other bucks, and I saw where he was feeding this evening, so this time I'm just gonna let him be for the night. Try to turn him up early tomorrow and see if I can't find out where he beds tomorrow, and then make a game plan. But he's a really cool buck. I can't believe I found him. It's such big, gnarly country. I looked over everything. I've spent probably 24 hours straight looking, and I found him. Alrighty, good morning. Well, so I found my buck, found the one, and I'm gonna eat some food and get over to a glassing point, and that's basically an opposing ridge line. So I'm gonna go down this other ridge, glass back up in the canyon, and hopefully I turn them up. It's a really rocky, craggy, brushy, shale hillside. It's probably the worst hillside in this whole country to put a stalk on a buck, so I have to play it smart. Hopefully he puts himself in a position I can get in there, but I may have to just watch, and that'll be hard. So, all right, let's go see where he's at. I missed him. Where I was at, the deer went over the ridge, and I thought they were going to go bed that way, so I was weaving through the rocks, and I decided to go down where I saw him last. And when I stood there, I looked ahead of me in the burned timber, and he was bedded, looking at me, had his head wrapped around backwards, looking at me. There was a tree above him, and I knew I had to watch that for a 20 and 30 yard pin. Felt good, touched off, and I heard whack. And so I must have hit him. They didn't spook too bad, but they ran uphill. And they dropped over into a different basin, I think. I mean, it was a pretty cool experience, but I'm bummed. Because that's one of the bigger blacktail I've ever seen. It's a bummer. But I'm a long ways in here, all by myself. Everything happens for a reason, so maybe it wasn't meant to be this time. Cool experience, but I just wish I would have hit him. I hope that I get to see that buck again, and I have one more day, Thursday, to try to get it done, and if not, I have to hike out of here. I tried really hard. I beat up my body trying to find that buck, and finally today I found him at 1 p.m. and I thought he dipped over a ridge. I cut back as fast as I could around, looped down, and I was zigzagging through some bluffs, hoping that they had bedded in the rocks. And instead I looped around the ridge where I'd seen them last and looked up in the timber, and they'd actually cut back into the timber, and it's a burnt section and bedded on just the most beautiful little spot. And the buck had his head whipped back looking at me, and I just didn't know if he would run any second. And I saw the limb, the branch, but I thought if I ducked down a little bit, it looked like my 20 would clear. But all I heard is whack. And that's the way it goes. That's bow hunting. And, we work really hard to try to be prepared and ready to make it happen when it counts. And sometimes, it comes down to a judgment call. And today I just decided to make a choice that didn't result in getting the buck of my dreams. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. But we just have to live with it. And that's our fate. All right, cheers. Until next time. All right, I'm back, and it's been a few weeks. Right now is Friday, tomorrow is Saturday, which is the opener of rifle season here in California. And I haven't really seen many deer. I've seen 1 deer and 2 bears so far, so I don't know what is really going on. I've never hunted the rifle hunt. It's really hot, and I wouldn't assume too much has changed since I was here 3 weeks ago in the archery season. But it is nice weather, so I shouldn't complain. But it means I'm gonna have to pack a lot of water, and I'm looking for the big buck that I left here 3 weeks ago. Hopefully he's still in his little canyon that he lives in, and we'll see. So I don't know. It's my last effort, because in a couple weeks my wife and I are gonna have our 4th baby. It's a boy, so looking forward to that. And she's at home taking care of the kids, and I appreciate her so much for doing that and letting me come out here and chase this buck. So cheers.
It's opening morning. I hiked it last night really late, and it's quite a bit smokier than I thought, so it's going to be classic hard. But the strategy will probably be just to still hunt today, because there's too much smoke in the glass effectively.
It stopped raining, and the good bucks, the 3 in the group, are feeding up towards some timber. So I'm putting us a big loop around to try to get on them. Still really foggy. It's 9 a.m. and there could be deer right here. Gonna keep sneaking. Visibility.
It's pretty foggy out there this morning. Just enjoying the coffee. A little wet.
Still really foggy, but the fog's starting to lift. gosh. I just shot the big 3x4 and I heard him roll. Oh, I see him. Yes. Right, here he is. Did he break anything? Nope. Sweet buck. Wow, I can't believe it. My first California blacktail. He's a good one. He's a sweet buck. Shot him down through the top of the back in his bed. Giant fork on that one side. All right, well, this is my first California high country blacktail. Pretty excited about that. Just super blessed to come up here and get it done this year. Yeah, now I've just got a ton of work ahead of me. So next is trying to fill my other tag. Well, made it back to the tent and drank a little bit of water and gonna eat a little bit of food. And then my buddy's gonna come help me pack it out. He's a good friend. So anyway, that's all for today. I just hiked in a couple miles and I'm sitting on the camp right here on this bench and I have a really cool view in this canyon behind me. And last year I saw some does over on this other side and found a shed and there's some bucks on, a good buck on camera, so I'm hoping to find him. Holy smokes. I shot this buck right at my tent about 30 minutes before dark and he ran about 50 yards and now I'm back at him. This is just an incredible buck, super old. This buck has like no teeth left. I'm just so grateful. He's a 4x3, just one of the best bucks in here really. And he's ancient, just ancient deer. Well, yeah, so here is my 2024 California Columbia Blacktail. Oh my gosh, this is a beautiful buck. Chocolatey antlers, big 4x3. Got this buck on photo last year and this year.
And gosh, I mean, I hunted super hard today. And then I was hiking back to my tent, and it's last light, and the buck was literally standing like 15 yards from my tent. Shot him, and he ran over a ledge here. It was just unreal. One of the most craziest stories, and I'm like way back in this wilderness area, and so for this to happen is pretty wild. Just super fortunate, blessed, always blessed to come out here and stay safe and get it done.
Well, here I am. Yeah, I slept in a little bit.
Alrighty, it's the next morning, and I processed that buck last night, packed it to the tent. But just wild story. Like, I never would have thought that the only deer I saw was the buck I was after, and it was standing like, I guess it's about 12 yards from my tent. My tent's just right there. So I packed up my stuff this morning. A buddy's coming in to help me pack some meat, and gonna be done in California.